All right, 401. Mike, pay attention. Call the business to order, or the meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is review approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. That was sent out from October 16th. I move to accept as presented.
Second it. Yeah,
Any discussion?
seeing how I wasn't here, probably not.
You want a chance to read through it? You got it. All right, all in favor? All right. The next item for discussion is the biggest one for the today is discussion on the 2026 budgets. So Richard sent this out. Thank you very much for putting this together. I appreciate it. I have a number of questions, so if anyone else has anything quicker, they can precede me.
The only thing I noticed, it looked like there's a higher number of maintenance costs that we had to do this year. Is that projected to stay the same in the future? Or is it just because we had things break or updated and things like that?
I think we've largely been skating on the upgrade project, and so now it's gonna turn into the ongoing maintenance, I would imagine. It's a hard to tell kind of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a budget. Obviously, we're gonna be under or over. I mean. All right, so my questions. You can answer all these, I know you can.
Yeah, I'll try.
The 2025 actual column is year to date, January to October.
Uh, yes, it was. What's in your hard copy packet, because the first bill was in November.
Okay. It's the hard copy packet's the same as you sent out.
No, because I needed to add a new line into the packet, I think, for a line inspection. Is that correct?
It looks the same to me. 265,153.78 as income for 25. Yeah, that's what I had for number. Either way, just wanted, so what you sent out, I guess I'm basing the question on what was sent out was. Till.
And
October.
we'll
Yeah,
go
okay,
with October.
okay, okay, that's what I thought, so that constitutes 83% of the year, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so, if we extrapolate that out. For the income specifically, we'll start there, that puts us at 311,000. Versus 300, is that just rounding error, that 300 versus 310, 311?
No, I tried to consider the fact that we don't have our largest user on the network anymore, being New Balance. And so we did have that in the front quarter. And that. When I budget expenses. Higher, usually, and your revenues to be conservative.
Okay, that was my other question, was did we factor in New Balance as well as the 10% increase effective June? 1, so I mean, obviously, we only had 6 months of that 10% increase, so that 300 number takes that into account of what you're thinking.
Yes, I mean, and where current trends are, I mean, in 24, we had the 278, we haven't increased until we did the 10% coming out of that, right? So I had 27 to that, and that had New Balance on it.
And what is New Balance annual bill estimate?
I want to say it was in the ballpark, it's like 25.
Okay.
Because they have multiple bills. They had. And now they're just sorry.
No, I'll lose that. That was not.
So the minimum usage.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, and then under income as well, the other question I had was the $4,000 of lien charges. It's a small amount difference. Expenses were 4,500 for lien expenses. Is that, do we expect to not recoup costs or?
No, that's an oversight because I went back through and I had touched some other numbers, so I mean, that should be, say, 5,000 on the bottom side. We don't get too far ahead.
That's nor should we. I just wasn't sure if like we expected to lose some on liens or I just didn't, I don't, this is the first time I've actually reviewed this super in depth. Okay, we can go line by line if you want. So the next question I had was health insurance. that reflects a 9% increase from our health insurance. From Blue Cross Blue Shield, I imagine that's what we use, okay.
Well, we just work through the health trust, maybe.
Yeah, and they saw a 9% increase.
A little over.
Yeah, so just the same as that. The benefits increase of about $1,000. Are we have a different union contract? Is that why that's there?
No, that is tied to wages primarily. And.
So
tied to
wages,
primarily.
okay, so it's pretty close. Same thing with the paid family medical leave.
That is directly tied to wages.
Yeah, it's $1 per $100, and if we multiply wages out, it's 800 and something versus 1,000. Again, small potatoes.
Yeah,
Have we looked into, again, not important. I'm not trying to criticize, a private insurer for that?
yes. And I'm not willing to do it quite yet. There's not enough savings for the town of Norridgewock to do that,
Okay,
given the size of our payroll, but also if you private control right now.
you save
plan
the
rolls out.
buy-in, you save the pre-funding.
But if the program goes belly up, I get money back. If you're privately insured, you don't get your money back. So right now, my eggs are with it might go belly up. I mean, the program's gonna go belly up. Does it go belly up and you can get some money back before it actually goes belly up?
Right.
It's not great, but the savings are phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like 15% savings or something like that for a private insurer, which if we're talking about a $4 million payroll, it matters, but if we're talking about, I don't know what our annual payroll is for the town, but it's not huge.
We got Richie, so that cost us something.
Annual dues and memberships, main rural water,
Yes,
and that's,
primarily.
Yeah.
and then trainings, what are the trainings? I know it's not a lot, but.
Well, we had, we had bulk purchases last year,
For wastewater operator training
Yeah.
type stuff? Okay. Insurance. We saw an increase, particularly from 23 to 24. What was, do you know what that increase was?
Yep, that was Maine Municipal coming back through and they went specifically to wastewater when construction costs went through the roof.
Oh, reevaluation type
And they
thing?
revalued replacement value. We got a supplemental bill that day.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I thought I figured, but I wasn't sure. Norridgewock Water's not increasing the reading costs, just so you were aware. Again, you're talking $200, not important. The income we talked about for the liens. Oh, I did have a problem with this next line item, which you can explain to me. I'm sure that there's a rationale, is why we're putting in the abatements as an expense, where it's not actually an expense, it would just be a loss of revenue, so we're getting double hit with the abatement charge for the budget.
Yeah, it books as an expense because we commit the revenue. I can pull it out of here.
I don't know, I just wasn't sure, I mean. Cause we're getting like double hit with it, because the revenues that we have on here are actual revenues. Right, so if we say we abate 5,000. Right,
Right.
so it's actual amount received, so if we abate 5,000, we're basically taking a $10,000 hit on this budget on this budget. If whatever we abate, I think abatement should be,
A standalone
or, yeah,
in the side.
sure, like a loss of income, again, not critical, not trying to nitpick, but.
That's okay.
If we're talking about a budget deficit here,
Right. Oh, you are.
so like what is that? It would reduce that deficit of where we need to be, and I really think we need to budget for abatements, because they happen. Obviously, but it should be a more of a rarity, you know what I mean? And then be a loss of revenue versus an actual expense. Sorry, you're like, what the hell? Why does this guy have time to do this?
Listen, sitting here just taking it all and I'm pulling a Chucky.
Hey, you're thinking then, what you're saying.
There you go.
Internet expenses.
Yep, that was rate charges and restructure on the fiber. They pulled fiber in there.
So we're paying $100 a month for one internet source. We only have one internet, one at the treatment plant, that's it. Okay,
Yeah, it's 99.99
yeah, whatever it is. I wasn't sure if we had it at Rebecca Street and different PLC stuff, or it's just one internet source, we use that one internet. And then we have radio at the other sites, is that correct? Is that what those radio charges were? Radio, there's a radio read thing. Phone lines, $2,000 for phone. What are the phones do we have?
So we have the cell phone
Mhm.
for alarm, and then we have the office phone that's there too.
Okay, do we have as part of that as for fire?
Dialer on that
Oh, sorry, yep,
Okay,
Dialer.
we're doing that not through the internet, we're not using a cellular modem type thing to dial out alarms, we're using a hard line. It's fine, I don't care.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay, and then does that include the
we have
fire
all of that.
monitoring as well? The line for the fire panel?
Mhm.
So that's why that's 2,000. I mean, it seemed high when you're, but when you think you need, because it's a separate line and.
Right.
Again, we went away from that. Don't have to, but we use Starlink actually,
Oh, yeah.
but there's a requirement to have two of those.
What?
Question, comment, concern? All right,
Just taking it all in.
all right, I'm gonna continue on then if you don't mind.
Glasses.
I'd like to see for future budgets, we don't need to adjust it now. Lab charges versus lab supplies, so in-house laboratory expenses versus contract laboratory services. Is that something that we can do, or do you kind of just put it as a line item? Just so we know, like, kind of like, I know you do a ton of testing in-house, right? So you have supplies that you need. Correct? You're doing like TSS, sellability, chlorine. Most of you guys doing?
Yep.
Is that it? pH?
Each.
So you have like probes, I know those are like $700 a piece. It adds up. I understand that. And
I can break those out actually.
yeah,
Rather
I'm
than
sure.
moving forward, I can go back.
Oh, I'm not saying we need to. It's just when you see like, oh, it's $10,000 for lab charges. I mean, I would guess 7 of those are to Clearwater and 3 are in-house. I just think it's helpful to know where we might have some possible savings in the future. All right, page 2. What are the licenses that we pay for?
They're state of Maine. I don't know, but it's I think there's 2 licenses over there that we pay for.
The NIPD's license?
We've still got the licenses on the spreading the airport. Get those in case we have to open those back up.
Okay, so it's license fees, not operator licenses,
Correct.
it's license fees up to the DEP.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any chance of that happening?
Probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Do we wanna give up that or just keep it? It's 3 years.
Never get it back. What will ever happen again with the PFAS and everything going on.
Right.
Probably never be able to spread again.
Right.
How much is it to keep those licenses?
They're minimal, yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's,
$50.
well, then, you know, like 7 months, just keep them on the book, just
For a site, there's 6 sites out there.
so you got $900,000 whatever, okay?
The equipment maintenance, do we have any planned projects or is it just that's just miscellaneous maintenance for 7,500?
That's just miscellaneous.
Okay. Building maintenance, it was the same question. I'm guessing it's just miscellaneous. $4,000 isn't a whole lot to maintain that building.
Right.
Computer charges? Do we expect, I mean, again, $1,000 isn't a lot. Do we expect to do a new PLC, new PC? Is that what those expenses cover or?
We bought a new computer this year, both the laptop and the desktop.
So that was 1,100. So
Yeah.
that's kind of in there as needed, but not expecting to.
Hopefully not,
spend
right,
it.
yep.
How is the audit number broken up? Cause I'm assuming we don't have a separate audit for the sewer side, we just do a town audit and then the sewer budget pays a portion of that?
Yes, and I would assume it's 15% of the town audit.
Based on revenues or is it based on,
That's just the way that it's applied.
okay.
Yep. I can iron that out for you though.
Oh, we're talking about hundreds of dollars, I just wanna understand, if we're gonna approve a budget, I wanted to
Yep.
have a
In
full
your
picture.
25 actual, we paid ahead, so we actually hit an extra payment in 25. They built it
Oh, okay.
on an earlier cycle, so that's why the forecast is down.
Gotcha.
It should be, like 1,500-ish
Hmm.
consistently.
Okay. Contractor services, I'm guessing 10,000 of that is the operations contract to with Oliver. And then the other amount is just,
There's actually more Oliver money sitting in there that we're due to be reimbursed related to the grant. USDA.
the one you just, yeah. With that said, obviously for 26, I think that's critical that we maintain that. Do we expect that contract agreement to just indefinite, or is it gonna be with two, I mean, we have two operators, is that kind of
Yep,
thinking it might taper off in 27, or
potentially.
to be determined, see where we're at? Okay.
Because it's staffing component, right?
Yeah. I just wasn't sure.
Mhm.
I mean, long-term projection.
Right.
And then software, what software do we just need $5,000 of support on?
So you are looking at the monthly recurring charges per device. For remote monitoring, well, it's the IT contract per device. The Office 365 emails and things like that, that's all captured under that.
Okay, and that's 5,000 per year for 265.
Plus, if we have any one-offs where we need to call in. If I'm over my, regular allowance, which often we are, then that builds out,
Okay, and so that'd be like the IT for me.
that's what it is, yeah.
Okay, do we use any other software vendors like Ignition? Do you use Ignition for SCADA? What's your SCADA program?
I don't know. We
I'm
paid
sure there's
OPC
licensing for that.
for monitoring.
Yeah.
And that was a big hiccup. But we don't have,
Okay,
I don't believe any other
No.
software costs.
it just seemed like,
Well, Mike Belmonte's saying putting the skater into that new computer, so I don't know what that's gonna cost, but that's where it comes from. Down in Scarborough somewhere.
but that would be computer, not software, right? Either way, but it just seemed like a high number for software licenses. I don't know if you know. Septic disposal. Why are we seeing such an increase, a $10,000 increase, 25 to 26 for septic disposal?
Yeah,
Will you piss off waste management?
they're not a part of that. Loop. Waste management's not a part of this.
Our septic doesn't go to waste management, our
No,
residuals?
it's Madison.
Gotcha. So, okay, so it's not a direct disposal, we're going to Madison, they treat it and then it gets taken there eventually.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, it's-
But our load expectations for,
We should, yeah. The 20,000 is what we figured, when we were spreading in the fields, we spread 200,000 gallons a year.
So did we
that's-
see an increase from Madison into Madison this year?
The last 3 years, we've been behind on our loads up there. So it was down, we've been down on our loads. We didn't contract, but verbally,
Mhm.
Stanley's is gonna haul 50 loads a year up there to get our 200,000 gallons.
Okay,
The last 3 years, they've been behind, however many loads they've been behind.
so it's not like we're storing it on site though, it's just we haven't produced as much.
Yeah, we've got capacity to store it on site,
So we have been storing the extra on site,
yes, yeah.
okay. So we're playing catch up,
So
that's
now
why
we're
that
catching, now we're
20,000,
gonna catch up, yeah. They've got a truck broke down right now, so
this
it's,
budget is what we're supposed to be doing
okay,
every year. This is, the goal, and we
Yeah.
haven't hit that.
yeah, I just wasn't sure, because it went 12,000, 11,000.
should be 20,000 a
Call it
year, should have been
12,000.
since we stopped spreading, but we've been storing it, so. And then we can decant it down, we can save some money there, so we've been decanting a little bit, so we can drop that number a little bit.
And is that a bid item? Do we go out to bid on that? For septic?
We haven't, the rate that Stanley's is charging us to haul right now, it's,
Well, right, that.
are you saying it's a Madison?
Both, I mean, I don't really know, I mean, $20,000 isn't a huge
10
amount.
cents a gallon to haul it, Madison gets what, 1.5 cents?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what like KSTD gets, and I know they have capacity.
We put it out to bid the first year and then we haven't done it since, but they've held their prices, so.
It's been consistent, it hasn't been okay. I mean, with trucking costs the past few years, I don't know, it's just something to,
I'm surprised they're holding it, but they have so far.
okay. Something to think about, I know that. The town has a $15,000 limit to go to. Not bid, it's not bids, it's quotes,
Right.
so. And I don't know if that's generally a contract or, and we don't, it's not like we don't have a contract, we just call them up and say, hey, we need this. That's it.
How long have they been hauling for that rate?
Since 20.
21, yeah, we hold our own, we stopped.
You're not
renting
gonna,
19.
you're not gonna get it bid lower than that after.
No,
4
no,
years, I
no,
can
if
say
it's,
that.
if it's held, no, that's what I was saying, it was like if they're holding it.
When they're up here in Madison, they just run down to the backhaul. So when they're up here working, they just come down, grab a load, and whenever they're in the area, they'll grab a load and take it up for us.
Okay.
Just keep the tank full for them.
Yep. No, I mean, I agree, I mean, if they're holding the price steady since 2019, I don't have a huge concern, I didn't know if that was something that was like bid every year or. And then-
Madison's held their price too on 4.5 cents. For their current customers. I
Hmm.
don't know what new ones are paying, but
And they gotta come all the way from Vermont,
yeah,
so it's gotta be cheap.
People come from Vermont to there?
everywhere, yeah.
This black trucks coming from Vermont.
Alright,
I haven't seen them lately, but they're all something.
cool. That's all I had for questions. I think you answered everything I needed. I just wanted to clarify if I was gonna approve a budget, I just wanted to make sure that I understood where things were coming and stuff. Um. The. Interest payments are on here, correct?
Yes, that's 35.5.
Um. Any other capital improvements where we might potentially be taking lending in 26? Just,
Here we go.
Yeah.
is that generator, is that what the next email is?
No, it's gonna get worse than that before it gets better. So just real quick to wrap up this spreadsheet.
Yes, sorry.
In 2017, when we took the rural development money, they said we needed to be keeping 6950 in reserve each year.
Mhm.
We haven't done that because we're not in the financial position to do it, but if we're gonna approve a budget, then that would be, you know. The responsible thing to, at least on paper, acknowledge that we're supposed to be doing this. What I did was time value of money, that 6950, that puts it at about 22,650 in today dollars. So I plugged that in on the lower end of that spreadsheet. To give you your budgetary deficit. With that included, obviously the picture is a little brighter when you don't account for that, but. Yeah, Dan and Tim have some other news about things that we're looking at in the future. I'll let them take over.
Yeah,
Does it affect the budget
It may,
in 26?
yeah.
Of course it does.
where do we start? Tomorrow, Penta's gonna be there to replace a valve, that's gonna be $1,000, 12 for the valve, 3,000, 2,000 later to put that in. That'll probably be a $5,000 project, the inverted siphon going under the river, we discovered Thursday is one of the pipes is plugged. So Vortex gonna be here on Wednesday, hopefully to get that fixed, resolved, open back up. That'll get us to Wednesday, and what else is coming? Wednesday afternoon, DOT is gonna be here, this spring, we're gonna pave up through town, so we've got 12 manholes we've gotta adjust. At $4,000 a pop, unless Mike wants to do them cheaper.
I don't do hot tub.
So that's gonna be a $40,000 project, $48,000 project.
That's not something we do ourselves. Raising more manholes?
Not typically.
No.
The state did give us an option to bid out with them and have that be included in part of the project. But this just came on my desk this morning, so.
Yeah.
Didn't weigh that out.
And that's in 26?
So they would take that
Then Wednesday afternoon,
on
we
the project, and you still be charging us from the.
That's
They
right.
would charge us. Yeah, it'd be the same thing with like water mains. We usually raise them lower, although we don't do a lot of manholes, right, it's mostly just. Curbstone or boxes, and rods. When is that happening, that $40,000 bill?
It's 26.
Oh, it is.
26, yeah.
So we're looking at least 53,000 plus whatever that blockage is gonna cost
Yeah,
as an
Yeah.
added item, so.
5,000 a day to come up here. Hopefully they can get it in a day.
5,000 a day, so.
And so. Right, so you need to increase equipment maintenance budget, is what you're saying? No, because that hit 25.
This week's expenses are gonna be 25, so
Right.
throw off your actuals. Really, 26 is gonna be talking about those manholes.
Mhm.
And then I've got it tentatively slotted on the select board agenda to talk about potential other revenue sources for supporting this project,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think,
whether it's road or TIF or anything else, even if it was a 50% cost share.
right,
Obviously, there's public benefit beyond 300 users. But I don't know how it's gonna be.
right. Right, so it's all 25 actuals, doesn't really affect the 26. Budget, because those are. Right, I mean, not obviously that manhole does, but the
The
valve.
other has been hit.
The valve.
Right, I mean, and that's not like you planned on that valve failing.
No,
I mean, you have to budget for maintenance and that should be included in
I
that.
don't know what broke until we get it up out of the ground.
Okay, so it doesn't really change, it's just that $40,000, so what is the? Are we thinking about? Well, it's not, we wouldn't do that, I was gonna say, 'cause it's the town's money, is there a finance? Piece to that, I mean, we wouldn't be financing that as a town, when we have $4 million in reserve.
So, well, this is your dark history about the sewer, right?
Yeah.
So the sewer department very rarely ever run at break even,
Right.
and the town is just. Pay the bill,
Right.
and racks up on paper the debt that's never been paid back. It's similar in structure to the airport in that way, where we do manage the finances separately. But I wanna say it was almost 300,000.
Of a debt service to the town.
That we don't, I mean, it's not serviced, it just sits on paper, and the
Yeah.
auditor asked me every year, do you want to just write it off? And I don't, because, it's not the prudent thing,
Right.
but in essence, that line's gonna get bigger.
Mhm.
If we don't start taking some of these things head on, and I think step one is getting a reasonable budget in place.
Yeah, for sure.
And unfortunately, the backside of that is rate setting.
Mhm.
Once we get a better grip on our budget.
Yeah.
To align, or it's a very similar discussion as the airport,
It just seems to me that no matter what you do with
there's so much pressure on everybody though,
Oh, absolutely, we don't want to look like Vassalboro,
right?
they're filing bankruptcy.
it just seems a no-win situation that there's no way. I can't see where you're gonna raise rates enough to cover $48,000 worth of just manholes, but stuff like that, I mean,
For 300 people.
Yeah.
there's just no way. We're in an unfortunate situation where it benefits the whole town, but it doesn't. It's the town's responsibility, but it's 300 people, 300 ratepayers are paying
Right.
the bulk of it.
And it's not like our rates in Norridgewock are significantly lower than any local place, in fact, we're. Upper middle, I would say, in general.
I think, and I just think you gotta be careful because. You're gonna get a lot of pushback if you go with water going up. And sewer going up.
Right.
And potentially property taxes going up because of this school debacle. People are gonna lose that push.
Oh, I agree, and that's kind of what, I think the proposal that was laid out to us to be. Fiscally. Neutral. Was 50% increase, which I think is not reasonable, we'd end up,
That's a big number.
right, but I think it's where we need to be. We need to work our best to find other revenue streams, which we know, it's just hard, there's not a lot, we're only 300 customers, and then. 300 customers covering that. $350,000 bill a year. With the reserve, it's a lot.
I know we're in the same predicament as the airport, but I think we're in way different. Circumstance. This is more of a necessity As far as I can.
Right, I get
Right,
that,
you
but
couldn't, yeah, you
it's
couldn't,
the town's bankroll,
Right.
proper, is
Yeah.
that
Right. and we couldn't, and we can't like, we can't walk away from that.
Right.
Like, you can't walk away from this, I mean,
So the one thing is your system line inspection, I added in as another line there. But I did put a number in because we are supposed to be inspecting about 19,000 feet of line each year. Is that the total?
yeah,
19,000
just say,
feet.
no, 19,000 feet,
We got 40,000 feet.
yeah,
Maybe it's 9, I don't know.
15,
We're working on getting a price quote for that. To be, so that that can be, because we're supposed to be doing 5% every
well, we
year.
were trying to get the whole thing done, and then they just.
Right, because we've got blockages and things like
Right.
that, and then nothing ever really came with that.
Right, and we ended up getting some money back or something, but. Yeah. Okay. So, any other questions on the budget? Do we feel good about this budget? I'd like us to either approve or amend the budget. I think that's kind of our goal as a sewer commission, so I'd like a. Do we want any amendments? Do we have any questions before we? You feel good about those numbers?
So on my side, I have as proposed, but we're gonna strike the abatements from the budget.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, well, it just shouldn't, I feel like it shouldn't hit double, you know, what I mean?
Right.
Both
You're not
as
gonna cost.
non-revenue and as an expense. So a separate line item, just like you do with reserve,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And then the lien charges on the revenue side will bump up 1,000.
Oh, sure, yeah. Or on the revenue side, 500, because you have 4,500 in expenses, so I would imagine the lien expenses should match the lien.
We make money on,
Oh, okay, so I mean, so yeah, it should be bumped up, whatever you. Again, it's just, it was funny to me because it didn't match,
right?
and I would have asked the same question as if it matched more in income, or, because like,
Right,
I mean, I kind of assumed they would cancel out, you know, be net neutral.
yeah, it's, yeah,
So I move to approve the 2026 budget with the amendments as just discussed to the abatements and lien charges.
You want the lab charge and supply as well?
No, I think moving forward is fine. You can leave it in just for this budgetary, it just, again, it's more just to think about, hey, where could we save money, what could we save, I think it would help it would help me, not us, me understand.
Yeah.
Where the funds are going.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Oh, I've got, no,
Sorry.
no, you hit all, I don't need to ask questions if you ask them and I can understand what you're doing, so.
Alright, all in favor of approving the 2026 budgets? Alright, thank you. Thank you, Richard, for all your hard work, and Tim. You know, I appreciate this. I know it might
Hey,
seem,
Dan, did you know this is what you were gonna do?
No.
you didn't know you had to deal with my silly question.
So are you gonna add in little comments like checking on the boy, that's in my floor, squirts of milk?
Alright, public comment. Dan, Tim,
Go ahead.
anything you wanna say? Okay, other business, I see an email here from Oliver.
yeah, so this would be largely using up the rest of the grant money, we didn't think it was gonna come in at this amount, but.
What grant money is that? You
This
have
is
in the
when we
building?
did the facility,
Okay,
we've been stringing that money along. We tried to get a garage and they told us we couldn't have a garage. And we wanted the roof and then we didn't get the roof and then we talked about the driveway and, what came was. The Rebecca Street generator, because we lose power over there so often, it becomes a cost and that was. Seen as an opportunity to save while spending grant money. Cause there's no local share of this is grant money that's left. So anyway, they designed this and then in the course of them bidding it, we found out it's not even fenced, so that will be incremental.
does it need to be fenced?
And I would, probably want a generator with a fuel fence, unfenced,
We have it, small.
okay.
I mean, if that's what we think, I mean, I hate fences. They're a maintenance nightmare, they break, trees fall on them. So it is what it is, we really need it. Fences.
We can live without it.
But we just lock the fuel, it's all, everything's keyed,
Yeah.
you lock that fuel cap.
Okay.
Is it diesel generator or, okay, under tank diesel generator. With an ATS,
Yes.
seems like a lot, but
That's what I said, that's why I included it in your packet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that money. Whatever that number is, 120,000-ish. Is that physically on the books? We have possession of that money, is it earning interest, it's just a,
It's out at, USDA when it's, when we spend, then we get reimbursed.
gotcha,
What is on the books, you'll have expenses that we paid related to the grant, so your engineering costs and things like that.
um. I mean, at that price, Tim, you're the operator, is that the recommendation by the superintendent to do this, or? Or is the recommendation,
Spending nights over there. It's awful steep, I thought, but.
and a secondary portable generator is not
Well,
a solution?
Yeah, we gotta go over there with our generator, so that's what we've done in the past. But what are we gonna do with that money if we don't spend it there?
Sure.
That's where we're getting painted. It's not. The best use of $98,000,
Right,
but when you involve the feds, that's what things cost,
right,
usually.
yeah, Babel, well, no, this probably not Babel required.
Pardon?
Build America, Buy America,
Yeah,
probably not required, because it was
no,
admitted
right,
free.
but when you start compiling these. Specs and everything else that they want for rural development money.
Bid packet, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think jacks this up. Obviously, I mean. You could pay more, you could pay another 60 grand to get the same thing from somebody else,
Right,
but they wanna claw this money back. When I say claw back, they wanna wipe off their books and
right, I can't buy them.
so they're telling us to spend this.
Okay.
Spend it.
Is this the best upgrade we could come up with, treatment plant didn't need anything, I guess it was just all redone. The reverse siphon doesn't need work. Even though it's plugged, I mean,
There, we could use it there. We'll find out Wednesday.
and that'd be a lot more than 100,000 if we had to do work on that thing under the river.
Yep, it is.
Well, we probably wouldn't do a reverse siphon again, we just go across the bridge. Right,
That's what Dan said.
run a force main across the bridge. Is what,
Where it was,
yeah. Either way, I mean, that's not cheap either, but
What was the? Back when they put it under the river like that, what was the whole, just the cost savings, then there's to go across the bridge, what was the whole set?
probably safer. Can't get damaged on the bridge, or the next time the bridge moves, you don't have to redo
they had to
it.
reroute it to tear the old bridge out.
Yeah,
They tore that out.
Okay,
I mean, it should be fine. Right? I
We
mean,
hope, one's working.
should be fine. Do we wanna wait to see? Before we commit to spending this funds? Or, no, I guess if
I
we're
mean,
doing a
ultimately,
reverse
this
siphon,
is
we're doing.
informative because you guys don't have the ability to spend $100,000. It's gonna go to the select board anyway,
True, I
I
agree,
kinda see what you.
but it's here because of that
right,
kind of perspective.
like, I mean, if we have to redo that reverse siphon, we're talking a lot of money, if we're doing a force main, we're talking a lot of money, we're gonna be applying for Clean Water Act. You know what I mean, grant funding, the DEP type funding to do that kind of project.
And this would be just a drop in the bucket to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking,
I mean, this money that we'd be spending on this is not enough to really even touch that project and get to, so.
No.
I say you do what we need to do with this and worry about that, cross that bridge when we come to it first. Cause it's gonna be grant money anyways, we're gonna be applying for it,
I would imagine it would be if we had to redo that whole thing.
which takes them off some of the higher salaries in town, just kind of.
Cut Tim's salary.
Tim?
Down to, we're cutting Tim's salary down to $18,000.
I went down to zero and I go home.
No, you're on the books, man, we need you. Okay, so there's no action for us, I guess, then, it's just a select board.
Discussion,
Do you want? When is that, Wednesday?
No,
Next
Do you want a recommendation from us to proceed? Would that be helpful?
I think
to the
so,
select
because
board?
it's obviously gonna be a tough pill.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. I. Move to make a recommendation to proceed with the generator upgrade as proposed and by the superintendent operator.
The second,
Coming from Tim,
Sure.
one second.
alright, all in favor? Alright, so a recommendation from us to do that, but if that's your recommendation, I think that we need to support you
Make my life easier.
in doing that, I mean.
Getting the end to the job was making it like.
I thought so too.
Oh,
Power hasn't gone up since I started.
You just.
Yeah, just wait, just wait.
Just jinxed himself.
Are there other pump stations that we need this as well?
Sorry.
Are there other pump stations that near backup generations needed as well?
I'll say no.
No,
We've got First
That's been your
Street,
problem
we've got
for a long
Mechanic
time.
Street. We do have the ability to call and get priority service with the power company to restore,
Yep.
but they're on more primary lines.
Yeah.
If the airport road loses power, I mean,
They
if
don't
we
care
could lose
about
it right now.
Right, we lose power all the time on
You
airport.
blink and,
Yeah.
right. So,
and it's out for days.
Right, well, I haven't had that yet.
Oh, so
Are you on Madison?
You're out there.
I'm on Charles Road.
Yeah, but you're not Madison.
No, no, I'm CMP.
You're on the very, almost the last tail end of it.
I am, yeah, right near the end.
Yeah.
Cool. So we spent a lot of money. Talking about different stuff.
Lots of money.
Is there any other business, Richard? Anything else you need from us?
nope, I will very likely be reaching out to you after the first of the year to get another quarterly meeting in.
That's great.
This wasn't quarterly.
Yeah, this is our budget workshop.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you.